Radical Muslim cleric has dodged another trial over a plot to blow up some well-known landmarks, including the MCG and Sydney's Lucas Heights nuclear reactor. Abdul Benbrika was jailed in 2008 after being found guilty of being part of a terrorist organisation. Police claimed he was involved with several others in the plot on a number of icons around the country in the hope of killing hundreds. The Sunrise correspondent Nuala Hafner joins us this morning from Melbourne with more on this. Nuala, until now we actually haven't been able to report the link between Benbrika and this case. So what's so significant about the link between him and this plot?
Morning, Matt. Yeah, since 2008 and these legal proceedings began, there have been 21 suppression orders in place. Now, yesterday, this second trial was dropped by a Victorian judge, which means we can now reveal for the first time that Australia's two biggest terror cells that have ever been uncovered, the one here in Melbourne and the one in Sydney, were actually linked in very many ways, working together. They shared the same spiritual leader, as you say, the extremist cleric Abdul Benbrika. They often went to terrorist camps together, they spent time together, and they shared the common purpose of plotting together these potential strikes on Australian soil. As for the Sydney terror cell, those 5 members were convicted back in 2009 of conspiracy to commit a terrorist act. They were sentenced to between 23 and 28 years. As for the Melbourne cell, in 2008, as you say, 4 of those members were convicted on a lesser charge of being members of a terrorist organisation. And one of those members has already been released from jail. 2 could be out later this year. Benbrika himself is serving a maximum jail term of 12 years, but could be out much earlier than that. Now, Victoria prosecutors had wanted to bring a second trial on more serious charges, but yesterday Victorian Judge Terry Forrest kiboshed that. He said that will not be going ahead.
And why was that, Nuala? Why did the judge throw the case out?
Basically, he ruled that it would be oppressive because the 4 men had already faced a 7-month trial and they had been found guilty. He thought another 7-month trial would be costly, it would be complex, and if found guilty, they wouldn't really receive that greater custodial sentence, so it simply wasn't worth it. As you can imagine, this is a big blow to all those who worked on their conviction, including the Joint Task Force, the Australian Federal Police, Victorian Police Force, ASIO. All up in this investigation, they amassed something like 16,400 hours of electronic surveillance. They taped thousands and thousands, almost 100,000 telephone conversations. So they're disappointed that this won't be going ahead.
All right, Nuala, thanks for that update this morning.